Mr. Zelnovic, you have the floor.
Mr. President, members of the Congress, I would like to thank you for inviting me to address the Chamber and to speak about the dramatic events in Serbia that are on the way to destroy local democracy, political pluralism, and undermine citizens' participation and representation. I would like to stress that I'm not here to complain. The situation for the opposition in Serbia is obviously difficult. However, the focus of my presentation goes beyond unfair political struggle or competition. It's about the core values of the Council of Europe and the European Charter of Local Self-Government. As I understand the principles of local democracy in our countries, it is to protect the high standards of functioning democratic institutions which are closest to the citizens. The Charter requires from us to guarantee political, administrative and financial independence of local authorities. We will show that all three of these pillars are under attack only in those cities and municipalities which are not ruled by the ruling Progressive Party of President Aleksandar Vučić. Today the loop is getting tighter and there are now only 3 of 170 municipalities, only 3. They are independent of the control of the Serbian Progressive Party and they are city of Šabac and municipality of Čajetina and Paraćin. These 3 local governments and their 185,000 inhabitants, as well as 448 local assembly representatives in other 40 cities, is who I speak for here today. We represent different parties of the political spectrum, but we have one common denominator. We are all under constant pressure because we are not controlled by the central government and the ruling party. It is very easy to prove that the institution of the system and the rule of law are applied selectively. Police investigators, tax officers, pro-government tabloids are prosecuting only the ones considered not to be loyal to the central government, irrespective of the law and the will of the citizens who voted for us locally. As party to the European Charter of Local Self-Government, Serbia and Serbian government should respect this obligation. Therefore, here are the examples of this suppression of local democracy in Serbia. I will start with the breach of Article 3, which guarantees free election and secret voting. Local elections in Serbia are now regularly combined with violence and polling stations and open threats to voters and candidates. In 2013, Danilo Bobić from Vrbas and Danka Pavlović from the city of Odžaci, candidates of the Democratic Party, were both physically assaulted during the election campaign. Milan Gavrilović from the municipality of Mionica was assaulted next year, 2014. Every day we are witnessing grave breaches of Article 7 of the Charter, which guarantees free performance of elected officials. Since 2012, the ruling party has introduced methods of altering the will of the voters and tampering with election result by force. Due to pressure mechanism by the Serbian Progressive Party, the majority in local government has been rearranged. It's a new word for us, rearranged. In 35 out of 170 municipalities and cities, methods they are used to put pressure on assembly members are offering bribes, offering political positions, threatening with job dismissals and abuse of institutions. The central government abuses police and secret service to conduct pressure on courts and prevent elected representatives to perform their duty. In my own city of Šabac, the ruling party tried to prevent the verification of credentials of newly elected members by violence. This is an example where election defeat becomes a cause for disorder and for blocking the functioning of democratic institutions. Since 2012, 34 former mayors not belonging to Progressive Party have been arrested. With huge media coverage and smear campaigns, it was a political project. To date, none of them were convicted. None of them. The 3 of us are still under constant attack by government officials and pro-government media trying to criminalize us. Recently, in April this year, a group of activists accompanied by nightclub bouncers tried to break in the municipality of Paraćin, trying to interrupt the session of the assembly. Their plan was to interrupt regular proceedings and to try to provoke early elections. Now please listen to this sentence. It is about time that President of Municipality of Čajetina, Milan Stamatović, answers in front of judicial authorities for all criminal acts in his municipality. This statement was not made by the state prosecutor. It was made by the Minister of Government, Zorana Mihajlović. In another statement by Member of Government Marko Đurić, one of the main goals of the Serbian Progressive Party is to get a new, better, incorrupt government in ŠABAC. I'm telling you that the state authorities of the Republic of Serbia will do their best to change that situation. In ŠABAC, we can report on lawful pressures of the judiciary. Judge Biljana Mraović is under severe pressure and media lynch for her decision of acquittal in the case against myself as a mayor of ŠABAC for alleged wasteful spending of the budget. She found there was no evidence to the allegation, but has consequently been informed by the president of the Magistrate Court, Milorad Maletić, and I quote this sentence. Please listen very carefully. You have to find a way to convict him. We owe that to Serbian Progressive Party. We have written statements from witnesses on political pressure they were subject to. Sreten Živanić, a retired army mayor and a representative in the ŠABAC assembly, has confirmed that Veselin Slivančanin, a convicted war criminal, came to his house to tell him he should join the ruling party. Vladan Vujanić, also a representative from ŠABAC and business owner, stated that the Minister of Agriculture told him that will receive state subsidies for his business from agricultural budget if he supported the Serbian Progressive Party. Number 3, we also have examples of breaches of Article 9 and the right of local authorities to their own financial funds. We are under constant financial pressure from the central government. Many projects and transfers are blocked because of this situation. Also, money allocated from the state budget are only transferred by the political affiliation. For example, in 2017, the cities run by the ruling party received an average 6 million euros. Through the current transfer and budget reserves, for example, the city of Leskovac, who is the same size as the city of ŠABAC, gets last year 12 million euros, and the city of ŠABAC gets 2.5 million euros. Also, the city of Zaječar, the similar size like the city of ŠABAC, was awarded with 3.6 million euros for changing their political affiliation. This was the price for the majority to shift from opposition to the ruling party, regardless of the will of the voters. Nobody knows in which way the money from the budget, from this budget reserve, goes to municipalities, even the Minister of Local Self-Governance. Article 9 of the Charter also underlines the local authorities will be consulted appropriately on the ways of awarding them rearranged funds. The state now owes to the city of ŠABAC 5 million euros. The National Development Fund has never fulfilled its contractual obligation of 1 million euro for the reconstruction of the city's swimming pool. The central government is also blocking the possibility of the city to manage its own property that is value of 4 million euros. Breaches of Article number 4. Charter which speaks about the scope of local self-government and their right to be consulted on matters that directly affect them. A kindergarten in Paraćin has serious problems in their regular activities. The reason is that they did not get the government permit to employ 40 teachers and other necessary staff to work in the kindergarten. In Čajetina, contrary to the Charter provision that powers given to local government has to be exclusive, the government of Serbia decided to take those powers and manage construction land instead of the municipality. The cities of Paraćin and city of ŠABAC have the least number of employees per capita in Serbia. In public sector, just to illustrate, city of ŠABAC has 116,000 inhabitants and has 1,200 employees, and the city of Pančevo have the similar size of inhabitants and 2,280 employees, twice as much. There is also breaches of Article 9 that speaks about limited administrative control of local authorities. One such example is also in the municipality of Čajetina, where a big touristic project of construction of a cable car line worth 13 million euros has been sabotaged by the government. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand an electronic version of my presentation will be distributed to you on your demand. Also, we can provide all the evidences I have mentioned, witness statements, financial documents, media headlines that can be sent to you on demand. Finally, I belong to the generation that has started our struggle for democracy under the regime of Slobodan Milošević. I strongly believe that the majority of citizens of Serbia are longing for more democracy and justice. However, in a captured state that we are now in, it is becoming more and more difficult for the people to vote freely, choose freely, and to express their will freely. I therefore invite you to assess the application of the European Charter of Local Self-Government in Serbia today, and to help us achieve a fair and pluralistic political competition. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Merci, Monsieur Zelenovic. Merci.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Zelenovic.